Hi there guys. So a couple of days ago, as many of you would know, my grandfather actually passed away. His name was Alan Cutler, and he was 95 years old. A couple of things about this guy I truly admired, and I just wanted to share some wisdom with you that he imparted onto me. I'm currently at a golf course, Emerald Downs, that he often used to play at down in Port Macquarie where I'm at. He was a very active man. He loved sport, and he was always a man full of routine. So he'd wake up, have his breakfast at exactly the same time. He'd play golf 3 times a week, even in his 90s, and he'd play lawn bowls, and he was just a really active man. Okay, but there was a couple of, I guess, personality traits that I absolutely admired about this guy. Number one, he was so gracious and humble, and I'll give you 2 quick examples. Number one, on Sunday afternoons, he used to listen to a radio program. And at the end of the radio program, he'd actually call up the radio station and he would say, "Thank you. Thank you for playing that great music." That's pretty powerful, right? And the other thing is, when he was in hospital recently, he was always saying thank you to the nurses. And even when he was in his weakest moments, he was always so gracious and humble, and he hated putting the nurses out, even though it was their job. Next thing, he really was a man full of detail, and he always did the right thing the right way. So he always made sure that, sheets on a bed, they were folded and they were creased perfectly, right? And he really respected his environment and kept it neat and tidy, okay? Last thing that I wanted to share with you is that he was a man that always saw things to the very end, okay? So if he started a task, he always made sure that he finished it before he started the next one. And that was one of the things that he always shared with me when we were doing projects around the house. He said, "Nah, we can't start the next thing until we've cleaned up. Until we've got this last task completely finished off, then we'll start the next one," okay? I'd want to go ahead and start the next thing. He's like, "No, stop. Make sure you finish the last task before you start the next one." And finally, he always, just made sure that things were right. So he was a very fine, detailed, orientated man. He was a man that grew up through wars, but he was a man full of dignity and full of respect for other people. So I just wanted to record this video, and death can often be very sad. But I also, in this case, want to make a celebration of life and wisdom, because this guy was a truly amazing role model of how to live. And yeah, I'm just so gracious, and I'm so grateful and humble that I could have spent the time that I did with him. So this video, celebration of the life of Alan Cutler. Thanks very much for being there, Alan, because if you weren't there, I wouldn't be here. Thanks very much. Bye.